Hey everyone, how's it going? My name's Cloud, and welcome to my personal VOD reviews of Locals. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at Game 4 of Week 2 of the OP10 Meta, where I play Green Yellow Yamato versus Blue Doflamingo. Here's the deck list that I played in this match, and if you haven't already done so, please go check out the Locals retro video I made that covers this deck list and my overall thoughts on how Locals went this week. Without further ado, let's hop into the game. Last game for week 2 of the OP10 meta. This is game number 4. Post-ban. I'm playing Green Yellow Yamato versus Blue Doflamingo. Of course, it's this week that I run into an aggro deck when I was expecting aggro decks last week. A little unfortunate, but oh well. Let's see how it goes. I'm gonna speed this up as we get through the early game here, or the setup. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. I took out a lot of my anti-aggro cards for this deck list, so I'm a little bit nervous. I do have just a couple in the 2-cost Kozuki Hiyori and the Blaze Slice, but oh well. I roll a 10, he rolls a 8, so slow it down here. I get to, oh come on. It's my pick. I'm pretty sure I go first to take away Doflamingo's ability to go first. So it also just works out because Yamato likes to go first, but let's look at the opening hand. We get 4-cost Nekomamushi, 2-cost Kozuki Hiyori. This is one of the anti-aggro cards I still kept in the deck. It's also a 2k counter. We get 3-cost Raizo, 5-cost Nami, and another Nekomamushi. In terms of counter, we are pretty good on counter. We have 1 2k and 4 1ks, so pretty healthy there. I don't have my early game options, and if I'm gonna try to pressure Doflamingo, I think it's gonna be an aggro race, I think is what I'm telling myself. So if I don't have my early game options, this might go badly for me. No Hody Jones either, so let's see what I do. Oh, clear the markings. Yeah, I decide to mulligan. He decides to keep his hand. So, get past my shuffling. Speed it up. Okay. Final cut. Set up my 5 cards for my starting hand, and then set up my life. Fist bump to start the game, and here we go. Let's look at my opening hand. I'm gonna maybe shuffle a little bit. Yep. So spread it out again, please. Oh, I don't spread my hand. Rip. Alright, there we go. That's good enough. So my starting hand is 3-cost Izo, 2-cost Onami, 3-cost Raizo, 6-cost Nico Robin, and 7-cost Hody Jones. So, again, my only early game option here is the Onami, so I'll take that. I do get at least 1 2k counter, so comfortable there. So it's a 2k here, and then 3 1ks. So not bad for countering, potentially. It's a average hand. Nothing more to say there. I go 1 Dawn, pass the turn, he draws, puts 2 Dawn, and then he puts down Martial D Teach. Remember that this is post-ban, so Doflamingo actually does not have Jinbei, meaning that some of his pressure, or he's not going to be able to flood the board as quickly as before. I drew the 2k counter, not Basil Hawkins, X-Drake, and then I decided to just go 8k here, and he decides to take it. Perfect for me. My opponent's now down to 3 life, so just means that my lead ability is online, and any of the triggers potentially in my life are also online. He goes up to 4 Dawn, taps 4, decides to play the Boa Hancock, which lets him look at the top 3 cards of his deck, reorder them in any way, and then attach 1 Rested Dawn to his leader, and then he goes 6K at me. At first I was gonna just take this, but I was like, oh, this is an aggro deck. Maybe I want to try to stay healthy as long as possible. But I decided to take it. It's the 5-cost Nami, which potentially lets me KO the Boa Hancock, which I end up doing. I trigger, activate main, trash 1 trigger card from my hand, KO a 5-cost or less. I don't get the draw effect from it because I have too many cards in hand, but that's fine. Got rid of the blocker. I'm now at 5 Dawn, and I drew the Kozuki Momonosuke from the top of my deck. And I'm thinking, yeah, let's just slam into his life hard. So I play Onami, give my leader Banish, and go 8K, double attack, Banish. And look at that. He has to give up 4 1Ks. So he had no 2Ks in hand. 4 1Ks just to get out of that. Did not want to give up that much life, which is, in my opinion, a win. He's down to 4 cards in hand. So, okay. Not bad, not bad, not bad. He goes 7K at my life. Uses leader ability. Is able to bring out the Edward. And I decide to take it. And I trigger out Nekomamushi. Plays the Sengoku. Looks at top 5. Gets to pick a Warlord. He takes the 2K counter Mihawk. And I'm feeling pretty comfortable right now. So even though I'm low on life, it's like he's got no blockers and I have attackers. He uses the Perona to reorder the next top 5, whether it's on top or on bottom. See what he does here. Leaves it on top. Okay. And he passes. So I've got Nekomamushi. I've got my leader. He's got no blockers. And I'm like, okay, not bad, not bad. I'm at 9 Dawn now, I believe. 7 Dawn. I end up tapping all 6. And I put down Nico Robin. He's at 3 life. So I get to trash his top life. Bring him down to 2. And this is what I'm really liking about the Nico Robin. Even though it's just a 6K swing here from my leader. Going into the life. They're down to 2 life. So if they take this, they're going to be down to 0 life in the following turn. So they just have to counter. And then knowing that he had that 2K in hand, he decides to just counter out. So just able to get rid of that 2K he just brought back to his hand. Right now I'm thinking whether I want to probably attack with Nekomamushi. I think I should really. I decide to just go 5K with it. Okay, 5K to my opponent's life. Gives me the 1K. And then I use leader ability to actually attach it to my Nami and go another 5. So going wide here, low swings, just tries to pressure his hand a little bit. So he ends up taking it. Okay. Down to 1 life. And I have 2 life with 5 cards in hand. With 2 2Ks. 2K counters still. So he uses the Martial D Teach to go into the Nami. I give that up. No reason to defend that. He's at 8 Dawn. What's the move here, sir? He goes 7 at the Nekomamushi. Okay. Do I keep it or do I let it go? He's got 7 Dawn still. To defend this, I'd have to give up a 2K and a 1K, which I do. 2K, 1K. Then he plays, or he taps 4 Dawn to play the Gecko Moya, which lets him bring back a 7 Warlord from trash, and he takes a 2K counter, I believe. Then he goes a... Oh, he's wondering whether he wants to use leader ability. He does 7k at, I think, the Nekomamashi. Is that another Edward Weevil? And there goes my Nekomamashi. Alright, so I'm going to pause there. I do want to talk about this a little bit. So, go back when I countered. So my line of thinking here, the reason why I countered a 2k, 1k, is because I was afraid of 6-cost Jozu, which I'll put up on screen. The Jozu, on play, you may return one of your characters other than this character to the owner's hand, return up to one character with a cost of 6 or less to the owner's hand. So I think I was afraid of this. If I let this go without countering, he still has 7 Dawn. He could have used 6 Dawn to play the Jozu, bouncing back maybe his Sengoku or his Perona, and be able to bounce my Nico Robin. So that means both of my characters would have been gone from the board. And that means I would be in a rough position because then I have no attackers to finish the game. And I don't have Hody Jones in hand, right? So I don't even have a rush character. So I think that's why I decided to counter here by keeping the Nekomamashi on board. If he does play Jozu, he would have to choose between the Robin and the Nekomamashi. And he would only have 1 Dawn left to work with. So whether he attaches it to his leader to go for a 6k at Nekomamashi, or just uses it to play Sengoku or Perona again, one of these two, to get some more resources, I think I could have defended the Nekomamashi pretty much. So that's why I countered there. But it turns out he didn't have the Jozu, so he ended up just being able to take 2 cards from my hand, and my Nekomamashi unfortunately went to the trash. Pass back to me. I'm at 9 Dawn, but yeah, so right after talking about that, at least I still have the Nico Robin on board, right? And I think I drew a Hody Jones. So with 1 life, no, okay, yeah, let's look at this. How many cards does he have in hand? I think, sorry, this is gonna be hard to see here. Okay, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's got 5 cards in hand. And he's got 1 life, no blockers. And I essentially have 1, 2, 3 attackers in the Hody Jones. So I'm thinking right now I can go for game. And see how it turns out. At 9 Dawn, I have 2 extra Dawn to work with if I want to be able to play the Hody Jones. So I decide to go 7k at my opponent's life with the Yamato. Already I'm thinking that this is the wrong play, but we'll talk about it after it happens. He gives me a 2k and a 1k, down to 3 cards in hand. I tap my remaining 7 Dawns to play Hody Jones, and I take my top life. It's a 2k counter. So 3 cards in hand. I have a 6k and an 8k, potentially 8k and 8k, or 6k and 10k thanks to leader ability. And I'm gonna keep track of this because I know something's gonna happen. So we had Zoot over here. He's already given up a 2k and a 1k. I go 6k with Nico Robin at his life. I'm thinking he doesn't have enough counter in hand because he did give up the 1k counters really early on, if you remember. Thinking about how to counter here. He decides to take it, put him down to 0, and then I attach my 2 Dawn using leader ability and go 10k. He drops 3 2ks. So, you know what? I'll just let this play out and then we can talk about it. So he drops an additional 3 2ks. Let's leave that there. 2 cards in hand. I have, let's see, 2 2Ks, a 1K, and a blocker on board, or in hand, with 1 life. He goes 7K at my leader. He still has 9 Dawn up. I just decided to counter out, so 2 and a 1. He goes another 7. I take it. It is Kikunojo. And then he attaches all his Dawn, and I unfortunately take the loss there. Next card was Hody Jones. So I guess I just was not accounting for how many 2Ks he could potentially have in hand when I tried to end the game. But let's talk about what maybe some other alternatives could have been. Starting off at the beginning of this turn. Ooh, wow, this happened all the way over here. I think it was a mistake for me to use 2 Dawn and just go 7K with Yamato. Because you saw I just attached 2 Dawn here in just a second. Come on. Yeah. So the reason why I think it's a mistake is because I had Tonoyasu. If I had used those 2 Dawns to play Tonoyasu, I could have given my leader plus 3K. Right? So that, if I had gone 3K, knowing what he had in his hand, right? So this is why I wrote it down. He had at least, let's cut out this last 2K, because I think potentially this last life was the 2K. But at minimum, he had 3 2Ks and a 1K in hand, right? So if I had played Tonoyasu and done 3K with Yamato, his options would be either take the hit, giving him final 2K, or give up 2 2Ks, right? Oh shoot, sorry, let's put that back. 2K, 1K, 2K, K, 2K. So yeah, either he takes his hit and goes up to 5 cards in hand, or 6 cards in hand, or he gives me 2 2Ks. So in the first scenario, if he decided to give me 2 2Ks, he would have only had potentially 2K, 1K, 2K in hand. 4 cards in hand pretty much. Or sorry, 3 cards in hand, because he didn't take the life. And so I could have probably done different numbers with Nico Robin and Hody Jones, right? So in that scenario, if he had only 3 cards in hand, actually, let me play the video a little bit here so we can get past this. Yeah, so if he has 3 cards in hand at this point. So let's say that instead of giving up the 2K, 1K, he gave the 2K, 2K. So now, with 3 cards in hand, it still would have been tough, but if he gave it the 2K, 2K, he potentially would have only had a 2K and 1K in hand. So I could have gone leader ability, but my hand's blocking my Robin here. Put 2 Dawn on Nico Robin and go 8K at his final life, which hopefully he would not have enough counter, right? We don't know what this last card is in hand. Maybe I'd have to go to the end of the video to check. But knowing that he already gave up 2 2Ks, he would have only had 3K counter in hand. He would have taken this, which is going to be this last 2K. And then I could have gone 8K with the Hody Jones. Okay, I'll just keep it erased. Yep, I could have gone 8K for the Hody Jones. He would have had enough counter regardless of this path, but I think that would have been a more likely chance for me to win, since he would have had to give up more counters. But oh well, because he just slammed down 3 2Ks. I don't think I saw what his last card was in hand. Yeah. Oh, it was a red rock. Okay, so he didn't have a counter in hand, so it was just the 2K. So in his final, I'd say 6 cards, he had 1 red rock, which is non-counter, so I'm going to say non-counter, 1 1k, and 4 2ks. So I think regardless of what I've had done, it would have been really hard for me to win this game since I was only at 9 Dawn. Win that turn. So yeah, I was only at 9 Dawn, which meant I had to use 7 Dawn for Hody Jones. I only had 2 Dawn to work with. Whether I do 7k here, 8k here, it's probably not enough to get by 4 2ks. So I think in that final turn then, I probably should have considered putting out the Tonoyasu on board and then use Momonosuke to establish a blocker potentially. So that would have brought me up to 3 life. 3 life with a blocker with some counter in hand. So maybe I could have lived that way. But oh well. That's going to do it for this final game of week 2. Thanks for watching. Until next time, remember, keep your minds fresh and your spirits free. See ya!